Here's a more complex simple interest question. In this scenario, we have today Jason invested $5,000 in a savings account, earning simple interest of 3% per quarter. In addition, Jason invested $2,500 in a startup, earning him an interest of 18% per annum. How much interest would have Jason earned if he withdrew his investment, all of the investment, at the end of 6 months? So let's just calculate that. So we know that he has two different amounts. He invested $5,000 and $2,500. That's today, and he wants to know how much he would have at the end of 6 months, and he has two different interest rates. So he wants to know how much interest he would have. So let's calculate that. So the formula to calculate interest is equal to I is equal to P times R times T. Right? I is the interest amount, P is the principal, R is the rate, and T is the time period. So we don't know I, and we need to calculate it. We do know our P, we do know R, we do know our T. So what's our P? What's the principal amount he's investing? In the first scenario, or situation, in this case, he's investing $5,000. So that's $5,000. What's the rate? The rate he's investing it is at 3% per quarter. Per quarter. And the time period is 6 months. Now, we need to calculate this rate to a monthly rate because our time period is in months. Now, we know that there are 4 quarters in a year. Each of them consists of 3 months. So we could take our rate of 3% per quarter and multiply it by 4 because there are 4 quarters in a year. And that would give us 12%, right? 4 times 3 is 12%. This would be a per annum rate. Now we need a monthly rate. So we take the 12% and we divide it by 12 and we get a monthly rate of 1% per month. Now it's straightforward from here onwards. So we look back, now we got our monthly rate, we got our principal amount, and we got our time period. So we look at interest for the period is I is equal to principal, he invested $5,000 times the interest rate of 1% times the time period is 6 months. So we could use our calculator to calculate this. So if we look at it, we have 5,000 times 1% times 6. So at the end of the 6 months, Jason would have $300 of interest from his first investment. Now let's look at his second investment because they're asking at the end of how much he would have at the end of his total investments. So it's the same formula again. Interest is equal to, interest is equal to principal times rate times time. So his principal amount in this situation is $2,500. His rate is 18% per annum. And time period is 6 months. So we need to change this 18% of per annum rate into a monthly rate. So we could know that per annum, we know that per annum is 12 months, right? In a year. Per annum means 12. And 12 months, and in a year there's 12 months. So we just take the 18% and we divide it by 12 months. We'll get a monthly rate of 18% divided by 12. We get a monthly rate of 1.5%. Right? We could times this by 100 and we see that that is in fact 1.5%. So then we take the interest because this is a monthly rate. Right? Monthly rate. So we take our interest, that's what we need to calculate. Our principal amount was $2,500. Times that by the 1.5%, per month, times that by the 6 months, and we should get 5%, 1.5% times 6, $225 at the end of 6 months. Now they're asking how much interest he would have in total. So you take your interest from the first amount, from his first investment, which is $300, plus his second investment of $225, for a total of $525. You could also check out my other video for an understanding of how this formula works, I equals to PRT, if you need a better understanding of the basic concept. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up.